Good afternoon, and welcome to another parenting support program in support of families through the COVID-19 experience. My name is Rhonda Bradley. I'm a family support coordinator with Arlington County Child and Family Services today, and I'm here with my colleague Chris Rogers, the hotline coordinator for Arlington County, and we are going to talk to you about supervision guidelines, physical discipline, and safe sleep. We'd like to thank you for taking this time out to join us today. We're hoping that this information can be helpful for you during these difficult times and guiding you in making sure that your children are safe and well. Our agenda today, we'll be talking about, again, child supervision guidelines. These guidelines were developed as a joint effort of the Northern Virginia Child Protective Services agencies. We're going to talk to you about safe sleep for your little ones and appropriate discipline techniques. The Child Protective Services guidance on supervision of minor children is as follows. You can go to this link, family.arlingtonva.us, child welfare, young-home alone, to be able to follow these guidelines for yourself. So the supervision guidelines are any children 8 years and under should not be left alone for any period of time. This includes leaving children unattended in cars, playgrounds, and yards. For children 9 to 10 years old, they should not be left alone for more than 1.5 hours and only during daylight and early evening hours. For children 11 to 12 years old, they may be left alone for up to 3 hours, but not late at night or in circumstances requiring adult supervision. With your teens, you're looking at children 13 to 15 years old, may be left unsupervised, but not overnight. And for children 16 to 17 years old, they may be left unsupervised for up to 2 consecutive overnights, but not longer than that. We understand that things are not of the norm right now, and we understand how supervision guidelines might be impacted by that. You don't have your normal protocols in place. You might not have access to child care right now, and so we want to make sure you understand supervision guidelines so that you're able to support your children in getting what they need based on their age and level of development. As it relates to securing your environment, we are aware that a lot of families are either all at home now or where you may have teleworked before and your children weren't home with you, how this current COVID situation is impacting us all. So we want to just remind you, as it relates to securing your environment and making sure it's safe for your children, keep your standard child-proofing items in place. Also be mindful of securing your medications and weapons. If you have a specific need around lock boxes for medications or weapons, you can contact us at 703-228-1550, and we can connect you to someone that can get a lock box or medication box to you to help you in securing your medications and any weapons. Also, make sure that you're winding up cords because they are a safety hazard especially for toddlers and infants. Beware of power strips and making sure that they are out of reach for your little ones, and secure your cleaning supplies. When we talk about safe sleep, we utilize the principle 365. There's making sure that your children are not left, that your babies are placed in a safe space where they are in that space, not alone, that they are apart from objects, and that they are always on his or her back. So there's 3 principles. There's 6 practices, and there's at least five participants. The 3 principles are that your baby is never left alone. When they are in the crib, they are apart from any objects. That includes bumper pads, blankets, stuffed animals, because those become hazards for suffocation for babies. And that you are always aware of them. Also, the 6 practices are room sharing, but not in a bed sharing situation. So you can have your children in the same room with you, just have separate sleeping accommodations for them. Make sure that they're on a firm surface and on their back. Make sure that the home is substance-free and smoke-free, because that contributes to the overall physical health of the child. If you're breastfeeding, continue that, but ensure that you're placing your child back in their own sleeping accommodations after breastfeeding. Make sure the environment they have appropriate clothing for the environment that they're sleeping in, and make sure that their sleep space, again, is free of all objects. Number 5 is the partnering. As the saying goes, it does take a village. So when you are doing safe sleep, make sure that the people in your life that are caregivers, child care providers for your child also have the same information about alone, apart, and always, what the best 6 sleeping practices are. So your village might include your grandparents, your spouse or your partner, your babysitter or child care provider, any siblings, neighbors, or friends. Make sure that they understand these same safe sleep principles if they are going to be caring for your child and you are going to be absent. We all take the pledge to ensure that babies have safe sleep arrangements. Now let's talk about safe discipline. To ensure that you are providing safe discipline for your children, we like to make sure that they're getting one-on-one time. When children get one-on-one time, they're less likely to be a little bit more rambunctious or disobedient and doing behaviors that will cause for them to be trying to get our attention because we've already given them that one-on-one time and attention. Keeping it positive, make sure you do positive reinforcement and don't give too much attention to negative behaviors. Spend more time rewarding positive behaviors, and children will learn automatically to do those behaviors and know that they're going to be praised for them. Make sure that you're providing the appropriate structure that your children need, because children thrive off of structure. They function better when they know what to expect and they know what's coming next. So it's helpful in these difficult times where a lot of their world is also changed. They may be used to spending a lot of time at school or with their friends and having the structure of the school day, that even with homeschooling may look different. So make sure you're communicating with your kids so they understand what's coming next, that they have the routine still of getting up in the daytime early, that they're still doing their same routines. That structure will allow for them to be at their best. Again, with dealing with bad behavior, make sure you're focusing on positive reinforcement and positive rewards. Always try to keep calm and manage your stress level, because children can feed off of our energy. So making sure that you're doing self-care at this time. I know it's a lot when everyone might be home. You may be trying to do telework. You may also be trying to ensure homeschooling so that your children's education needs are continued. And this can be very stressful times for many of us. But doing self-care and ensuring that your own well-being and your needs are met allow you to approach parenting in a much more calm way, and it'll help you manage your stress levels. If you need to take that jog, or we all go out for a walk, take your children with you that require that appropriate level of supervision, and make it a family exercise time. Maybe kickball in the yard since the parks are closed, or maybe a quick walk down the block and back. it will help you and the children re-energize and kind of hit the reset button. So again, just to recap, you're going to redirect when you catch bad behavior. You're going to do that as soon as you see it. Don't wait. Redirect as soon as this starts. Take a pause, because we don't want to discipline in anger or when we're frustrated. That's when things like child abuse happen, or injuries take place, or emotional harm takes place. Take a pause. Take 10 seconds to deep breathe, and that will help you get oxygen going through the body. It will release some calm in you, so that would be helpful when you're approaching the disciplinary action or redirecting your child. Use consequences and give realistic choices. Remember, your younger kids won't have a sense of time, so doing timeouts, even if you do them per minute for a 2 or 3-year-old, they don't have a concept of time. So find realistic choices that you can provide to your children. Follow through. If you say that you're going to take a certain thing as a reward, so as part of discipline, make sure you do that so your children understand you're serious and they know what to expect in your discipline techniques. If you're going to say there's 5 minutes less of computer or screen time, make sure you follow through with what you say. Teach responsibility and allow for controlled discipline.